have to drink on New Year's Eve because I was on call because it was a crisis management. We looked after people like Greater Manchester Ambulance Service and various hospitals, various pub groups. So you can imagine everything goes wrong on those days when everybody else is rabble-rousing. So I thought, right, that's enough, and then I got headhunted to go and work at another agency. And you couldn't have got more different. This was a massive agency of 150 people across the UK. We had 10 offices, and it was very corporate. So we had this mad little agency going mental all the time, and then you had this very staid agency, very corporate. And I enjoyed both, but as you can imagine, I was a bit more bored in this more corporate agency, and so therefore I pushed my way through the ranks quite quickly because that was the only way to kind of do more exciting things. So I became an associate director, and I headed up the 10 office network. So I did a lot of travelling. And it was a great place to work, except that then one day I woke up, I was on a Sunday evening, I was thinking, what's wrong with my stomach? What am I thinking here? I'm not feeling very happy here. What it was, we'd got bought by a venture capitalist. And anybody who knows much about VC funders, what they do is they buy companies, they tend to strip assets and try and make more profit, and then they sell the company as quickly as possible to make a load of money. And what that meant was all of a sudden we started saying things like, how much more money could we screw out of that client? Or how many more hours can we get this team here to work so that we don't have to replace that person who just left? Basically treating people in a shoddy manner, and I couldn't stand operating like that. It's just not who I am. So I basically sat down with my boss and talked myself out of a job. Oops. And I was told that the problem with me was that I had too strong a moral streak. Okay? And then I started getting offered other jobs, because Manchester's a very small community in the PR world, so everybody knows everybody else's business. As soon as it got out that I was out there looking for a job, I got offered jobs, and I started looking at them and thinking, you're kind of the same. Fireplace, frying pan. This was about 16 years ago. God, that's flown. And people started saying to me, this is amazing, because you'll have your redundancy money, you'll have your 3 months notice money, you'll have your car still for 3 months. Why don't you actually start your own business? And at first of all, I swore at them and said, why would I want to do anything that stupid? Because again, going back to my council days, my family doesn't run businesses, we work for other people, we know our place. But the more people started saying to me that I could do it, the more I started thinking about it. And coupled with this hideous moral streak that I just discovered in myself, I thought, well actually, maybe the only thing I can do is start my own business and prove that it is possible to run a business that's both ethical and profitable. Because the mark of a successful business, as we all know, is profit. But I didn't believe that then, and I still don't believe today, that you have to chase the profit. I think what you do is great work, treat people properly, everybody you come into contact with, and expect to be treated properly in return. And the money will naturally follow. It just will. And touch wood, because I'm still very superstitious, 15 years later, it has. And we are, as Lindsay said, we are 60 people. I don't know how that happened, to be honest. When I started, apparently I said to my business partner, 15 people tops. We do not want to be a big agency. So that was a bit of a fail, really. So 60 people later. And our ethics are not about the ozone layer or anything like that. As I say, they are about the way we treat people, with honesty, courtesy and respect. And the great thing about running your own business, as I know a lot of you in this room want to do one day, is you can make the rules. If it's your business, it's your rules, for better or worse. And for me, my rules are you treat people properly, you do great work, and then accidentally the money will follow. And people are not often convinced. Sometimes people are not convinced. I was told I was being a bit Pollyanna-ish, a bit blonde, and sometimes it's been hard because we pitch against other agencies for work, and other agencies will say, yes, we'll do this, yes, we'll do that, we'll get you this amount of coverage, we'll get you these amount of followers on social media, and they will just basically say whatever they think the client wants them to say to win the business. We won't do that. We will say, we think we can do this for you, we think we can change that for you. If that's not enough, then we're not the right agency for you. So sometimes that means that you don't win things, but it means they're not the right client for you either. So it is a two-way thing with client and agency relationships. If they're not right for you, you're not right for them. It shouldn't happen anyway. So that was it. There I was, running my own business in a tiny little office in the Corn Exchange, as it now is. Just me on my own, and then one other person joined me, my business partner, Sarah. She joined me after a month, thank God, because I'm not very good at being on my own. And I told her at the time that if it worked well with her, I'd give her 5% of the business. And it worked so well that I gave her 10% of the business, and then she bought 4% more. So that was all back in the sort of first and second year. And I also said back in the day that one day, instead of selling to a venture capitalist firm, I would want to give the business or sell the business to the people that helped me grow it, helped me run it. So that was what I said to her almost the first day I met her. I don't know if you've done any Googling, but in July of this year, and actually tomorrow is the completion date, we announced that we are becoming employee-owned. So it's going to be like the John Lewis partnership, where everybody who works for us and is fully employed past probation will become automatically a partner in the business. So, and actually Sarah, who doesn't give me many compliments, she keeps my feet on the ground. At the party that we had in July to celebrate being 15 and doing the employee ownership thing, she actually said to me, the first day I ever met you, you said you were going to do this and you've just achieved it. And I was like, wow, Sarah, was that a compliment? That was amazing. I wish I'd recorded it, because it don't happen very often. So what else has happened? We've learned lots. We've made lots and lots of mistakes. Recently I was asked to talk at this event, NatWest event called No Ball. And instead of talking about the good stuff you've done, they asked you to talk about the bad stuff, the stuff that had gone wrong. And I was like, how long have you got? There's so many things we did wrong over the years. But the main thing about getting things wrong is you learn more from getting things wrong than you do from getting things right. We opened a London office, that was an absolute disaster, closed it within a year. We did an events management team, that was a disaster. Public affair, we've done loads of things wrong. Mostly what I get wrong is people, because we always try and employ different people, and it's hard to actually, in an interview situation, find out whether they're going to be the right people, and then, until they actually start working with you, you can never tell. So we've got rules again about that. Mostly that I'm not allowed to interview people anymore, because I just love everybody, and then I go, yeah, have a job, and then they're a complete nightmare. So I don't interview anymore, I'm not allowed to do that anymore. So we've grown, big things we've learned, as I say, people are very, very important. I was told very early on, always employ the best people you can afford. If you're looking at two people, one's 40 grand, one's 50 grand, there's a reason that one's 50 grand, and there's a reason that one's 40 grand. Might be different reasons, but there is usually a reason for that. So we'd always usually go for the more expensive person. I was told you can't do everything yourself, you can't be great at everything. So what you have to do is surround yourself with people who are absolutely brilliant at the other stuff, and I've been incredibly lucky to find those people and to keep them around me. Sarah, as I say, was with me from day one, and I always say that if it wasn't for her, we'd be the noisiest but smallest PR company in Manchester, because I'm just a gob, basically. I go out there and do this sort of stuff, and she would never do this. But then I bring it all back in, and then she runs it, and she makes it happen. And that's really important in a business, is to get different people, different personalities. Some people are like showing off, some people who just want to get things done and have different skills and different personalities around you. And people who are willing to challenge you as well. You know, my board and me get on extremely well. That doesn't mean we don't fall out. We do fall out. And that's important as well. You've got to have people who are willing to challenge you. You can't have yes men around you, or else you end up like Donald Trump. So then 2009 we bought a digital agency, because digital was really coming of age at that point, and we wanted to be ahead of it. That's our other thing, we always want to be ahead of everything that's happening. Sometimes you get ahead of something that doesn't happen. What have you lost? You still have a bit of fun. So we bought this little digital agency called Juice Digital and integrated it into the agency, kind of really took us ahead and really sort of got us started on the digital marketing front. We don't do build, we do comms, but we communicate with our clients, customers through all the channels. So it's about having an aligned program, so a red thread that runs through everything that you're doing. So if you're Pizza Hut, or Iceland, or Peugeot, or MS Bank,